Hello and welcome to Apropos. This is the show where we talk about Clojure and try to get some cool visual demos to justify doing it all on video. You can watch us live on YouTube. Our panel today is Mia,
Right.
Ray,
Hello.
and I'm Eric. And today we have a special show. Some of the panelists are going to demo their own setups. We've been asking people, our guests, to demo them, but today we're going to demo our own. So,
Is it like a full transparency that we're still scheduling some guests and
we are, yes, this won't
yeah,
be
We have guests coming. They just no
we
one
have
could do
guests
it
coming.
until later.
right.
Yeah, we
Everyone we talked to was like, oh, maybe in November. And we're like, no, we got to
yeah.
do something before then. So, and we've never demoed our setups and
Hmm.
um thought it would be cool. We've when we first started doing this, I think it was just impromptu. We were talking to someone and we were like, wait, what was that? What did you use? And um we started to realize that every setup is different. Everybody's customized their thing. They've chosen a different editor,
Mhm.
different plugins, and um there's not a show about set up your Clojure experience. So we started asking explicitly for people to show us their editors. Ray has agreed to go first.
Did I? Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Right. And I did get my really, really, really boring one set up. So
Apparently
Oh,
I have to allow you to share.
no, you can do it. No.
Okay. All right. Allow.
Cool.
So you can see this. I don't know if you can see, is it like, can you see the picture in picture thing?
No.
All
I
right.
just
Okay,
see
we'll just
the
go to that anyway.
editor.
Good, good. So yeah, so I use IntelliJ and Cursive. Um, Normally, I have it like this. The REPL is sort of started, but I don't. Sometimes I have it visually, and sometimes I don't. But so with IntelliJ, you have various. I don't know who needs to learn this, but maybe it's you guys who don't use it, possibly. You have like the folder and the file system on the left.
Hmm.
And you can get rid of that and just see, then you can bring it back. Um, and you also have like what's waiting to be committed in the Git stuff. So it has a bunch of Git integration. You can make pull requests. You can see the structure of the code as well. So if you're looking at a particular function, this is very handy, obviously, in Java when you're exploring objects and stuff like this. Um, So this little thing I'm working on here is it's a very tiny library. I can quickly explain you what it is if you like.
Sure. Yeah.
So the idea is it's a sort of joke called side effects as data. And the idea is that you execute one or more functions until they're complete. Um, so it's a kind of like half-baked, half-done two-phase commit. Um, And the idea is that you can give it a list of functions, one function or a list of functions. There's no point in doing one function really, but it's nice for testing. And then what happens is that it begins tracking it in an atom, and then it runs the effects and then checks that they succeed. And then if they all succeed, then it gives back success. And if they don't all succeed, it keeps on trying. And this word, sedulously, means to try something relentlessly, laboriously, forever. Um, so I
Like a
thought that was a,
Sisyphean attempt.
Well, it was, yeah, I guess, yeah, Sisyphean, it was a new word for me, so I
Yeah.
figured, sedulous was would be quite nice. So yeah, I mean, so in terms of like running tests and stuff like this, I have some tests here. I recently added Duratom so that it will, because when I first started doing it, it was just making sure all the mechanics worked, but now it works such that it will like survive, or it will try again if things go wrong. So I don't know if this happens here. So yeah, so you can in this particular test, it runs some tests and it proves that the data is still available. If it fails, you have data saying that it's failed and that you have exceptions. And Cursive has these nice things to integrate with Clojure tests, so you can see the tests are passing,
Hmm.
um, and you
Do
can
you have
just
to
load it up
explicitly
directly.
run the tests, or it does it
Uh,
do it back in the background for you?
you can set things up like that, but by default, you have to explicitly like if I was to load, I don't even need to load the namespace, but if I just send the test to the REPL. There's a
Hmm.
sort of REPL integration here. You can run the tests, run a
Mm-hmm.
specific test. I use the keyboard shortcuts because I'm badass, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And,
Who uses a mouse, really?
I use it all the
Only the
time actually, but
weaklings, the lesser humans.
yeah. So that's basically how I run with the REPL and with the test. Now, the other thing you can do with this REPL sometimes is you can or with cursive is if you want to just you
Oh,
can evaluate specific things and it can inline sort of tell you what the answer is, you know.
Ray, we have a request from a fan for you to zoom in.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Um, maybe it's like yeah, I don't want to kind of increase font size and all editors. Okay, that's that one. What was it again? Command dot. No, it wasn't that. I don't know all the shortcuts, so that one is new to me. Increase font. Caret shift, which I'm assuming is Control Shift dot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Does that look better?
I think
Yes.
so.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you have this thing where you can actually use the REPL kind of like in the editor window, or you can see the results here. So often I like to see the results in these windows because it's a lot of stuff and it's kind of annoying to look at the results here, especially when you've got side effects because it only shows the results, not the side effects. So, you know, so this editor window shows the results, but this window shows everything.
Mm.
But often this is good enough, you know. Um, and then you just press escape to remove the view of these things. And let me just quickly give you a bit, maybe it's a better example of that. Sort of map ink range, range 20, let's say. Uh, then so maybe it's 4. Maybe we can make a little map, a little list of something. Tell you what we'll do. We won't do that. We'll just go back to this thing and we'll do that again. But maybe I want to do something like um, so now you can see here that it's kind of like it's got slightly more than they can show on this screen. So then you get a kind of portal type window where you can go and explore the
Hmm.
stuff. And I went to a talk with Colin at the Heart of Clojure last year, and he was demonstrating that this little window here, this way of of displaying this stuff, can be extended by the user. So you can actually change, you can add code somewhere in cursive. And I've got to be honest, I can't be asked, but it is possible to do that kind of thing.
That's cool. So it's just like a little inline inspector of the
It's
value.
like a little inline inspector.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Um, the other thing that maybe I don't know if it's kind of interesting. It probably isn't interesting, but IntelliJ has like in it has this thing so you can sync things now. Unlike Emacs, where you have like a .emacs el file, I think it's called, or config el, or whatever you call it. Um, it doesn't have that kind of thing here.
Mhm.
So you can have a plugin which allows you to actually I'm not sure if it's on here. It is,
To
yeah.
store your
Code
config on
code with
disk.
me. No, it's actually the idea is that you sync is it backup and sync? Enable backup and sync. Oh yeah, so that's what it is. So basically, the idea is that I haven't obviously I haven't done this recently for some reason. Uh, so let's use the settings from your account storage. Yeah. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. I'm guessing now is that something will change, but it didn't. Okay. But the idea generally is that you can sync the way that your UI looks. So if I have my MacBook and I have this Mac and I have another computer and I want to sync it across all things, in Emacs you use this .el file, don't you? But here you can like configure this across your oh, look, it has done it actually. It's changed something. It's taken a minute, but it's see it's like you
Restart
can
required. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not going to do that, but you can see that that it changed the font, yeah. Because in some other editors, my other setup is with this kind of font. So
Is that what font is that? Is that the IBM Plex code font?
yeah, yeah. Now, oh, yeah, who knows? But let's find
I had
out.
a knitting pattern for this font a long time ago. Oh man, I don't remember which one it is, but I remember
A
the
knitting
F's.
pattern? You can
Yeah.
knit in a monospace font.
Yeah, monospace is about the only thing you can really knit. Anything that you can plot out on graph paper, you can knit.
Cool.
Yeah,
That is
monospace is great for
JetBrains
that.
Mono. So it's JetBrains own Mono.
Oh, okay.
That's
JetBrains
probably why I
Mono.
did it. I started life as a IntelliJ user.
Hmm.
Right, right, right.
Do
Yeah.
you have any beloved plugins? I know people really love their plugins.
Actually, I do it the opposite. Whenever I start up IntelliJ, I strip all the plugins out apart from cursive, and I remove all the features. So this is I very assiduously only add features that I want, and I almost never want any features. So yeah, I kind of use it very stripped down actually. Um, it starts faster that way, and
So
I
it's
don't
not
get
even just
bothered by
like
some of the stuff.
vanilla, it's stripped down.
It's not vanilla. No, it's stripped down. Yeah. So for instance, in this, you have a bunch of plugins here. Now, I don't know why I've got this one. It definitely wouldn't have that normally, all this JavaScript and notebook files. So you can kind of, if I go through this, um, and I sort of like would normally just disable. I think maybe MPC server, I wouldn't have that. Jesus, yeah. Um, a mermaid I like
So I
because
don't see what you're
Yeah,
seeing.
we're
Are you
not seeing what
showing
you're
us
seeing, so
like a panel?
oh yeah. So okay, um,
You might be just
right.
you might
It's
be
because I'm
just sharing
sharing.
one window.
Yeah, let me just change the, I'm going to change the share. Okay. Share. Oh, share entire screen. Okay, I didn't see that before. So I guess you can see it now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Oh,
so all of these things I have them all like just turned off.
Okay.
Um, a few things that I need for work, but most of these things are all just kind of turned off. Anyway, I don't need to
Mhm.
show that I've turned things off, but yeah.
you've
Um,
deplugginated, so you don't
I
have beloved
depluginate,
plugins. You
yeah.
have plugins you hate the most. So why
Yeah.
IntelliJ then? Like if you're not using all of the community supported features for it.
I mean, a lot of it, honestly, is just habit. I spent 10 years being a Java developer with IntelliJ,
Mm.
and then Cursive came out, and I like Cursive. I think it's it gives me everything I want in terms of like I can most of the things that I want are available in it. The things that I wanted before, which are like inline evaluation, it's got it now. So it tends to do everything that I want. There's a few things that it doesn't have, like it doesn't have great support for, like like a lot of the Borkyverse things that are available in Emacs, like Squint and things like
Like Condo.
um, well, it has CLJ Condor.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, you can enable CLJ Condor for all of your things, which is nice. But it
Yeah.
also has its own kind of things as well that it checks. I'm trying to. I usually am pretty good about not not having things underlined and squiggled. So, um, but yeah, I mean, it has good power edit support. I'm used to the navigation. I'm used to the way it works. So it's kind of like it's mostly at this point, I'm just don't want to change something really. There's no great win. Um, I the fact that you can access Java files very easily
Mm.
is probably is like the best thing,
Yep.
because you can go to contains here. Um, This thing goes to Clojure lang RT, and then bam, you're in some Java file. And it just decompiled it immediately.
Right.
So, and then you can navigate around this thing super easy. Now again, I'm sure other editors can do that, but it just seems like super nice to me that you can just get around this so easily. The other thing that I like about it, which maybe I'm not going to demonstrate today, but it has a debugger. Well, fuck it, I will demonstrate it actually. Why not? Durable test. Um, I can go to this thing here, hit that, kill this REPL and start a debug REPL, and then go to durable test, start this one. And then, yeah, we go into this debugger, and the debugger is nice. It's got all the nice visual things that you want to see. You can step over things. You've got all kinds of, you can see various breakpoints. You can have Java exceptions. You can also, in like conditions, you can actually have like, it's a real Clojure editor in the conditional thing, if equal 1, 0, something like that. And then it will evaluate that condition. And it's got
Oh.
syntax highlighting and all this kind of stuff in it.
And you can
Yeah.
have variables and stuff so that
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah. And you
something
can pick a variable
changes,
from the
Can
specific
you
thing.
can you show like a real example so we can see the output? That's really cool. I've never seen that.
Like, you notice this tracking key here? So I can pick that up. If tracking key. Okay, so a real example. Um, you mean like of stepping through something?
Yeah. I want to see how the conditions work. I've never seen that used.
Oh, a condition. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Uh, I don't have enough tests ready for that, you know. Uh, but oh, I what I can do is I can say on an exception, on any exception. Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure because this will blow up because I've made it fail. Let me see how I did the exception. Okay, let's go back to the triple test. Yeah, so it as soon as I'd already ran that exception, obviously. So now it's seen that an exception has been thrown, and in this case, you know, if it's an even number, it can't even. So I get it. Who could? And then you can see what the value is, what the exception is. You can go through it. Yeah. Um, and you can also go back through the stack trace as well to see what happened to lead up to it,
Cool.
which is very nice. You can see all the variables that go along as
Oh, you
you.
can see the variables at each level of the stack
Yeah,
trace.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
that's so nice.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
That is
that
really
actually is
missing from
really
my,
nice.
yeah. So you can see all the inputs and stuff. So
because
yeah, I think probably this debugger is probably the thing that people are most jealous of, I think.
yeah. Yeah, I tried to hack something together because there is there is a JVM extension that will keep that'll show you the variables, the locals at each stack frame. And then you'd have to hack something into Cider to show that, but I never got it working.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing about this, and again, obviously Colin is doing this full time, um, but there's a debugger infrastructure in IntelliJ. So, you know, I'm not saying it's a trivial thing to do by far, but at least, but he has all of that kind of like the Java debugger infrastructure built into it. The thing that's a bit funny, I think, is that if you want to like step over functions like this one, so you want to step over it, um, things can be a bit strange. Did you notice that one there? Because it went sort of backwards
Mm,
and forwards, and
right, it
that's
went,
partly because of the way that the way the Clojure evaluates things. Like with cond, like what's it going to do? You know, it's going to go into here, and then it's going to go into the next one,
yeah.
and then it's going to go into the next one. These are quite nice, aren't they? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so and then you can like st trace into that to say, okay, now what happens? And yeah, so it's very nice that you see all of these kind of variables as you go along when you can inspect them and like I say, you can set conditions like we just did. That was a very generic exception condition, but you can be very specific um, so you don't have to waste time.
Yeah, it's very cool. I like that you're seeing the variables, some information about them on the side. That's super nice when you're debugging.
Yeah, just sort of like you mean like
Like the
as you're in the
status is
screen
shown
here.
right there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's sort of inline stuff. Yeah,
right. All the things referred
yeah,
to on that line. So you
yeah.
can kind of visually check, oh yeah, it is doing the right thing. And it's
Yeah, I mean,
real.
obviously you can go into more detail on it, you know, with all of the stack trace, etc., if that's what you need, the specific bits of data that you want to look at. Um, I don't know how to make this bigger, unfortunately, this bit at the bit at the bottom. So I'm sorry for the
Well,
people
yeah.
watching, really.
It's hard to read, but the idea I think is it's there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, we've
so I
got
think
a
that's me. I think that's the thing that I drive daily. Yeah.
Do you use anything outside of IntelliJ? Anything like on the command line or anything like that?
Oh, well, sort of, but I tend to live here and then it has the terminal here.
Oh, okay.
So you have a terminal inside
So
of
you're using
IntelliJ.
Git there.
I'm using Git, but I would not use Git on the command line. I would use Git here. So there's a
Got it.
Git
Okay.
integration. And so if I want to make some changes, I just do this, and you can see various. Yeah, you can see what the. mm, if you're making ch Git changes here, you can see, for example, like what is the change.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll get rid of that window. So you can see, okay, so that is the change on that one. That's the change on that one. Then you can just go through all the various changes. So it's kind of got a nice integration with with how you can, you know, reassure yourself that the changes that that you want are the ones that you want, and you can just like skip them or
Right.
drop them. So yeah, so that the Git integration is there. I mean, I do use a terminal sometimes for doing stuff like if I want to like SSH into a work server or something, then I'll use a terminal for that. Um, but I think that's about it, really. I mean, I could do it from within IntelliJ, but I'm not. To me, I like to do things relating to my project inside of IntelliJ, and things that are on the server, something else. Well, I'll use a terminal for it, and I just use vanilla terminals. I don't use. Probably got a terminal up here. Oh, maybe I do use a funky one, but it's just a different color, you know.
Mm,
And I use this on my Z shell
okay.
with a Git plugin, and that's about it. And that's probably difficult to view as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to read your shell message.
Come on, please. Oh, how rude. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Cool. Thank you, Ray. That's awesome.
All right.
Are
Yeah.
you the first IntelliJ user that we've had on the show where we had like
No,
demo?
no, no,
No?
no. No.
Okay.
David Nolan was an IntelliJ user.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Um, I tried cursive, um, and I was intimidated. It just felt like a different world, and I wasn't ready to, migrate to a new universe.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think, with when you're a Java programmer or when if you're ever a Java
Yeah,
programmer, then you kind of like you needed the support, I would say.
right.
Doing Java and Emacs, pff, good luck with that. It's like
Right.
seems ridiculous. It almost seems ridiculous to me, but I'm sure people did it. They did it in all kinds of editors, but
I did
um,
it back before Eclipse existed at university. We were using Emacs for Java.
right. I mean, that must have been torture, though.
It indented your code, it balanced your braces, you know.
Yeah, but in terms of exploring it,
Yeah,
like
sure. You
having
couldn't like
having
jump to definition. You couldn't do anything
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
That was the early days. That was the
yeah,
dark
yeah.
ages.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I used Eclipse for a while, and then yeah, NetBeans, and then eventually
Okay.
IntelliJ. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I stuck with IntelliJ for forever, really, after that. And then when
Yeah.
Clojure came out, there was no. I mean, I didn't. I don't. I think did I ever use VI? Because I was a VI guy
Mm-hmm.
before I got. But when
I
I
like how
was
you call it VI. That's how I am too. The
yeah,
kids these days call it Vim.
yeah,
Um,
well, yeah. That's just the command I started
I
with, but it's
call
still
it
VI to me.
VI.
Yeah. I mean, people used to call it Vi, and that was
Yeah.
that was offensive, But
And do you remember when
you used to get
Emacs?
beaten up for it. No, say VI, don't say Vi. It's like, God, why? People get really fucked up about this kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember all the flame wars of VI versus Emacs?
They're
And
not over, are they?
yeah, they're over because um like one of the big things was that Emacs was like 8 MB.
Eight
And
megabytes.
VI was like 3 KB,
Okay.
something was tiny. And nowadays like VS Code takes like 18 GB.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
Yeah.
they're both like these old school warriors still going while the new kids are taking over.
Hmm.
I switched off of cursive because I went to work at a startup that had a really Byzantine expense request process. And
They wouldn't pay for it, or
I
they
couldn't
would, but it
figure
would
out, I
take.
believed that they probably would have paid for it if I'd ever figured out how to file an expense report. But like, seems I think that in retrospect, that was a feature for them, not a bug of their
Hmm.
process. And so rather than figuring out how to file an expense report, I I switched.
You switch to the free
I
options.
switched to the free one.
Just reminded me that I need to file an expense report. You just reminded me
I
about
hate them. Literally switch editors rather than file an expense report.
Ah, okay, I guess I'm up. I will share my screen. I'll just do the whole desktop just in case. Okay, here is my setup. I use Emacs. As I said before, I started at university using Emacs and just never really stopped. I hmm, just got used to it. And, I think a lot of this is just what you're used to. A lot of your
I think
taste is
that's right.
based on
Yeah.
that. Um, but I have configured this a little bit. I tend to be like very vanilla with my setups. I like just like if I get a new computer, I don't copy my old thing. I just try to use it the way it is. And like only when I hit a wall, I'm like, I can't work anymore. I need this thing. Then I install something.
Hmm.
Um, so
I
I've
guess you
got
have to put some like plugins because out of the box Emacs doesn't have anything, does it?
out of the box Emacs is terrible. It does not look like this at all.
Hmm.
It's like it's got a toolbar. The font is bad. It's like gray on white. It's really bad contrast.
Right.
Um, and so yes, I have configured it over the years, but what happens is I tend to like spend a week configuring it and then
Wow.
5 or 6 years will go by and I haven't changed anything and I'm still running like an old
Hmm.
version of Cider and stuff like that. So this is like really new. I refreshed all my packages for this demo, so I have the newest
All right.
versions of everything. So the cool thing is like I can do my REPL, and I even got it set up so that it opens to the right. Normally it opens at the bottom,
Okay.
and I like having a more vertical view of my REPL.
So do I. Yeah, we're the same. Yeah. I noticed you're
And
a Rainbow Parens fan.
Rainbow parens, that's right. So I can tell what matches at a glance. I also have, I think this is just an option. It's like the paren highlighting. I don't know if you can really see that well, but it kind of makes one of the closing one glow. So like if I go up
Oh
here,
yeah, I see it. Yeah,
see right here,
yeah,
this blue
yeah, yeah,
one, as I move down to
yeah.
the blue one, it changes it to red.
To
You
pink, yeah,
see?
or red,
So
yeah.
This
I
is so
can.
funny. You have a different paren highlighting one than I have. Mine puts a little underline under
Oh,
the.
okay.
Ah.
Um, it's just a little thing to help you see where you're going. Um,
IntelliJ has the same kind of thing. It also has the rainbow prints, but I don't use them. But
uh-huh.
but I know people do. Yeah.
There's also Rainbow Indent. I've played with that where it shows the white space in different
Oh yeah.
colors so that you
Oh.
can line up columns easier. I tend not to use that because I'm not actually like manipulating white space much. I
Mm.
have this habit, like if I go like this, I just have this habit of re-indenting because Lisp code re-indents really nicely. I'm using Parrot also, by the way.
Yeah, so do
So
I. I use Parrot all the time. So I guess you just like reformat it or whatever.
yeah, so I have it. I think I even have reformat on enter. So like if I type
Mm.
something, uh, and let's say it's like no, it didn't work. That's not true. It will definitely reformat when I close parens like that. It tries to keep them all tight, the parens tight. So I can recompile. I've got all the didn't let I don't have this namespace compiled. There we go. I've got the keys for, evaluating a single expression, whatever is highlighted or just before the cursor.
Right.
Um, high, running the top level form and then doing the whole file. Those are the three ones I use. There's
Nice.
other ones, but to me, like keeping it minimal, just keeping the three that I use the most is the way to go. At
Hmm.
some point, Cider started showing stuff in line when you evaluate it. So if you do 1 plus 1, it'll put it there. It disappears as soon as you do anything, but
All
gives
right.
you the
Okay.
answer
Yeah.
there. And it's
What?
not sending it to the REPL. It's like a different thing.
Ah, okay.
There is a
Okay.
way to send a form to the REPL, but I don't use that keystroke very much.
Mm.
I just recently learned about the inspector. So this is the CIDR inspector. This is for the value two, because that's what 1 plus 1 is. But then anytime you evaluate anything, it'll show up in the inspector. So you can do
Right.
um,
Okay.
all sorts of stuff like that.
Will it just live
And
in your buffers?
does
Oh
it
yeah,
live?
there it is. Oh yeah, there it is. All right.
Yep. And you can change it. Like you can do pretty print. This doesn't pretty print because it's not complicated. But if you have nested maps and
Yeah.
stuff, you
Yeah.
want a
Yeah.
pretty print. Um, there's like different ways to look at it, right? This is the fields on the lazy seat class, or you can see the contents.
Got one question for you, Eric.
Yeah.
That
Hmm.
people, whenever I program with people who have Emacs, and if you do a reformat, the comment, it
It closes.
automatically closes the comment. It brings it up to the top, and people don't
Uh-huh.
like that, so they end up putting some sort of like little like
Invisible
semicolon plus or
white.
something, or a little
Oh.
they do something.
So there is I'm reformatting right now and it's not changing it.
It's not
There
doing it. Okay, that's good.
there
Yeah.
is a an option, I think, in Cider of whether to allow that last paren in the comment to stay on a different line. Um, I think so. Like I say, I don't change the options that much, but it's a
Right,
good
right,
idea
right.
to go. It reminds me that I could show how I have my Emacs set up. So Emacs setups are like this arcane art. You have to
Mm.
know Emacs Lisp and then the internals of of Emacs and how it works. And so one day I had this really long init file that was I just append stuff at the end as a like change stuff. And I
Mm.
decided I need to get organized. So I made this directory slash Lisp that has all my configs in it. So this is like general stuff, mostly like it's got
Right,
my
okay.
font set up.
Mm.
It's got the, height of the font. Um, I'm turning
Mm.
on line numbers mode. This is like removing the toolbar, the scroll bar, the menu bar. I don't want to hear a ding. If you hit Control G,
God,
it
yeah, yeah.
makes a bell, so I turn that off. But
Mm.
then you want it to do something. So I turn off blinking. Um, I don't need a startup message that talks about Emacs. Like I know where I am. Um, just little things like that. I've got auto highlight symbol mode, which like if you do auto highlight symbol, you see how it turns them all highlighted. So
Right.
you can
Yeah.
see a variable and like where it's used. Um,
Yeah. That's on by default in cursive as well, actually.
okay. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to turn it on in Emacs.
Mhm.
Use spaces instead of tabs, stuff like that. This lets me like sometimes if you're like, exiting without saving, it'll ask you, are you sure? And you have to type YES. Um, I
Okay.
changed it so you only have to do Y. Like that should be
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Um, Consult is a thing I started using for I mean that's this thing where it has autocomplete, but it's showing you like a little list of things that are completing. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
so it's much nicer than the default thing. And for years I was using I do mode, which is
Is that a fully like a fuzzy search thing or something at the bottom there?
it's not fuzzy. Like I don't think it'll skip letters. Like if I do CJ, it won't
All right.
work.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you can type enough in a row,
Hmm.
it'll filter it for you.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sure you can set it up to be like fuzzy. What else? Yeah, I have completion. Um, okay, I'm just going through this. Then I have all my like files here. I have a file for dealing with white space, one for dealing with Clojure, one for dealing with JavaScript. These are all my custom configurations.
Oh wow, you've got
Um,
a lot.
I
Okay.
Oh,
I've got a bunch that like I don't use that much. So they're all like commented out so they don't have to load. Let's see,
Mhm.
Lisp. Let's look at the Clojure one there. And okay, so this is just like basic setup. These are the file extensions that'll use the Clojure mode. I've got this Hydra set up. I'll show you that in a second. Um, yeah, I'm using paredit for Clojure. This is like it's configuring Cider to pop up the stack traces. So if I get an exception, the thing shows.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, this is the how I format my buffer.
It's on save. It does it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, on save it'll go and do a
Right.
CLJ
Right. Yeah.
format on it.
Nice.
But I don't know if I'm actually running that anymore. Anyway, who knows? Um, who knows what I'm doing? Right. And so I'm also doing this use package. I never configure anything from one of the Emacs menus. I want it all saved in the program that I can put into Git or whatever. Um, and this way, all like if I need to upgrade stuff, I just delete my ELPA directory, which has all the packages, and I restart Emacs, and it downloads everything from this program.
so
Um,
is this on your GitHub? Could any of our viewers cosplay as you? Uh,
I don't have it on GitHub. What I typically do is put it on Dropbox because I don't really care about, you know, commit messages and stuff. I just want a backup of it and I want to be able to get it on
Right.
multiple
Right.
computers. If I add something to one, I want it on
Hmm.
another. And if someone asks, I do just give them a link to my Dropbox that they can download it. So if you want it, ask me and
oh,
I'll send it.
anyone could be Eric.
It's available on demand. Yeah.
Um,
For a small fee.
all right, I want to show you the Hydra just because it's something new that I've been using that I think is cool. Someone at my work gave me this. I didn't know what Hydra was. Like, I'm not an Emacs expert. He was talking about it, like, yeah, I have this Hydra set up. I'm like, what is Hydra? Like, I don't know. Anyway, it's this way of making these little menus. And he's got all the LSP stuff set up, all the refactoring things like rename, extract function, move an expression into the let, so you give it a name. All these things, so you don't have to remember all the keystrokes for all of these different refactorings. You can just
Mm.
use the menu. I'll show you what it looks like. I got to go back to a Clojure buffer to do that. So like let's say I wanted to put this into a let, this plus. I would do, oh, if I can remember the keystroke. What did I call it?
CL was it? No.
Control C, Control L. Yeah. Like I said, it's new. I don't have it memorized yet.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. Didn't work.
So are you, so you use Emacs key bindings?
Yes. So I learned the hard way. Well, so there's the yes, there's what's it called? Space Max, right? Which is Emacs with Vim bindings. Um, I tried it and I found it um difficult. Like I never learned like good Vim practices where like, what people say is that, oh, it's like this language where you're combining these things together. Um, and I learned VI back in college and could, edit files and stuff with it, but it did not have this like composable language thing. So I know
Right.
how to move around. I can use the letter keys to go up and down. I can go to the end of the
Yeah.
line, beginning of the line,
Yeah.
yank a line, delete this. I can do that stuff. But working on like large code bases where you had to memorize, okay, this thing does this, and I couldn't. I was just too entrenched in the Emacs key bindings. Um,
I think the thing
so
for me about
yeah.
Vim that like when I use VI, I have no idea, for example, how to do like how to find another file inside of
Once
VI.
you've opened it,
I see
yeah.
I see people who I work with that do it all the time, but
Yeah.
it seems like a bit of a magic setup to me. Because I know with Emacs you can do that, can't you? You can switch to another buffer quite easily. Just search for another buffer and it will find it like you just did there. And I can do it very easily in cursive, just like Command F, and will find. Or if you press Shift Shift, actually, it will just automatically bring up a list. You can fuzzy search through. But for Vim, it just feels for VI, just feels like this is like an out of body experience to me. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's inscrutable to me, and like maybe if I wanted to, I could spend a week like figuring it out, maybe pairing with somebody, but I don't have the
Yeah.
opportunity to pair with someone doing it. Um, and I tried Doom Emacs, which has the Vim bindings. I did it for a few months, but I just found that the the it wasn't the Vim bindings, it was the Doom setup was making certain things that were really easy in basic Emacs hard that I was very used to using. And I'm talking about stuff like you just want to open a file. Like you just want to make a
Right.
file,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
new,
Yeah.
or you just want to open a new frame with a non-existent file. It was really hard to do. It was really hard to open Dear Ed mode. Like these things where it's just a keystroke are now like hidden in a menu, and I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
So
But like
I
you say, it's in your fingers in Emacs.
it's in my fingers.
Yeah, and like for me with IntelliJ, for example, I don't have to, like I've said, I mean, I remove plugins. I never really look for plugins. It's just maybe I change a few keyboard settings. That's about it. Everything else kind of just works. But also I understand that if you're not used to these editors, a specific editor that's not in your fingers or it's not in your
Yeah.
memory, then I think you
It's
have to be really persuaded that it's like a super great experience to move over to something else.
I mean, like I'm just gonna be honest. It's totally taste. It's totally like if I had spent more time like going through tutorials and getting help from people, I
Mm,
probably would have found it enjoyable. A lot of people use Space Max, a lot of people use Doom Emacs. Um, what I uh what I found that I liked was going back to my setup and like taking stuff that I had learned from Doom. Like, oh, if I hit this key, I this cool thing happened. I want to be able to do that too. And so I would
mm,
look into like what package they were using and install that into my like more vanilla setup, vanilla Emacs. Um, I mean, it's the same with VS Code. I was using VS Code on this machine, not at work, but on my personal machine for Clojure. I was using VS Code with Calva, and it just started to get in my way. Um, it doesn't have pair edit. It um was
doesn't it?
doing what's that?
Doesn't
It's
have power edit.
it's not the same.
All right. Okay.
It's not it's like I don't mean like look, Calva is a great piece of software. I used it for a long time
Mm.
and I really appreciate all the work that Pez has done because it's
Yeah, yeah. Shout out.
really
Yeah.
hard. Um but compared to compared like so I learned the story that he started working on Calva when he was first learning Clojure.
Mm, mm,
And when I heard that I was like, "Oh, that really shows like all these weird things about how you're expected to edit Clojure code and how the tests run and like all these little things are very different from my history with Lisp in Emacs. So I
mm,
did Common Lisp in Emacs using Slime for years.
mm,
And so the um cider stuff just seems so natural to me. I'm just so used to those. It's like the same keystrokes, same basic behavior as what I was using for years before Clojure even existed, right? And
mm.
so like to me it's just home. It's like this is what I'm used to. Um all right.
We're just a bunch of old folks,
We're
Eric.
just
That's what it
I
is. We're used to, we've lived in our house for a while. We don't
oh
want to
my.
move, basically, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's like it's probably better in a lot of ways, and I'm just never gonna be able to experience that because I want a thing to happen a certain way. I mean, it's also things like you'd open up the REPL and it would also open up the panel in that I don't want showing like and I have a
And then you
keystroke
can't figure
to
out how to close it. And I don't want to have to think about how to close it.
yeah.
I want to be able to just like dismiss something like I'm a wizard.
Yes,
Be
yes.
gone.
Yes.
Face WD.
Um and a lot of it's not even Calva stuff that was bothering me. It was like I want the same file side by side, but then I'd open a new file and it seemed random whichever side it was popping up on. Like, no, I was on the side, cursor was there. I want to open a new file. Why is it opening over there? Like I could not figure it out. In Emacs, it just seems very logical. Um, each buffer can, or each frame is pointing to a buffer, and whatever frame you're in, that's the one you're changing. Um, anyway, I want to show this Hydra that lets me do all these refactoring things. I'm using Clojure LSP, that's, installed on the machine, but like when you first
Mm,
open a Clojure file, it's like it detects it. Okay, that's Clojure, gonna start the Clojure LSP server, and it gives you all sorts of stuff. Like, so I can do um, move to let, and I can give it a binding name, let's say sum, and it'll, do stuff like that, which is really handy. Rename is the one I use the most. Um,
sure. Yeah.
that's cool. Um, let's see.
So
The
you
other,
rename sum to total and it just happens. Yeah.
yeah, like I'll do it again. So I do total. Yeah, it just happens. It
Mm.
it it can trace the binding through everything.
Yeah. I mean, without being a bragger, but Cursive has had that from day one.
I
So
know that was the appeal of it, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That it was hooked into the IntelliSense, or no, not
Yes. Yeah, it's well, no, that's the other
that's
thing.
the
It's like the
Microsoft one,
IntelliJ, yeah,
the IntelliJ
indexing and
Sense.
completion thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Idea
but
sense. Yeah.
right,
Whatever it's called. Yeah.
it had all that stuff, which was cool.
Mm.
Yeah. What else? Is there anything else to talk about? Oh, the other thing I like is Maggot, which is a Git client in Emacs. And it's cool because it lets you do little chunks. So if I just want to commit this one piece, I can. I mean, I've got some changes that are uncommitted here, obviously, but I
Hmm.
can say like, oh, undo this chunk. That was bad. I didn't want to do it. Or like, often you put some print lines in, then you can
Hmm.
just like undo, and so that you can just select like where's yeah. See, it's getting rid of these commented thing out things here.
Yeah.
And I can mark it and say, no, actually keep those, right?
Mm.
Um, and do it line by line, not just in chunks, but individual lines.
Hmm.
And when I show this to people who use the command line, they're like, "Oh my God!" Like, I know you can do it on the command line, but you have to like name lines and stuff.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah.
um, that to them, it's like really cool. Um, yeah, what else? The Cider has a debugger. I almost never use it. Um, it works for some things and not for others. I'm not quite sure when
Mm.
it doesn't work, but it's not. I've rarely used debuggers in any code I write. Um,
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't either, and I use a little bit of a debugger sometimes. I use println, of course, and
print line,
I
yeah.
use tap more recently.
Oh, okay.
Um, and
Um,
do
I
you have like tap integration here, or how does that work? Because I should
no
have shown you that. We should maybe just talk about that. Maybe we can add that into the list. What do you do to visualize your data? Because
print pretty print closure dot p print slash p print.
yeah, I know, but it's really
It's
bad.
the most
It's like
reliable. It
yeah.
does fill your buffer though.
Mm,
Um, I tend to stay as lean as possible. Like I'm not like Rich Hickey who uses like inferior Lisp mode.
mm, mm.
Um, but
What I was going to say
I,
to you, Eric, though, just quickly, is like
yeah.
when you're working on a production project,
Hmm.
I find that pretty print and print PRNs and this kind of stuff, they all get mixed up with the log output, and it actually
Oh,
makes it hard to read. That's one of the nice things about TAP, is that
right.
you can kind of access it outside of that kind
Yeah,
of like print stream
that's
that the
right.
logging system has. So that's I think that's the main reason that I sort of use that when I see that it's like all kind of like
What's the thing that will visualize your tap? Um,
Portal does it by default, I
Por-
think. But also
Portal.
you can just use it in the
I think
REPL and
it's
just
Portal. I
yeah,
was using
Portal,
that a little bit, Portal. And then
yeah.
there's the flow
Flowstorm, yeah,
Glowstorm?
we had him
flow
on, didn't we? Yeah.
storm.
Yeah.
Yes. I was that's the ticket right there. If you're
Yeah, yeah,
debugging, you
yeah.
want something like flow storm because it'll
Yeah.
show you all the call all the calls and let you evaluate individual expressions, like see what each thing, not evaluate them, but it
Yeah.
records them.
Yes,
So
yes.
you can see like what each thing does. I was using that when I was debugging a parser in this project that I'm showing right
Mm,
now.
mm,
I had a
mm,
parser, and of course, parsers, you're 7 recursions in, and you want to see like what happened here,
mm,
and
mm,
stepping through that is often really hard. But if you could just record the whole thing and then step through it, you can see, you can jump
mm,
around like,
mm,
okay, it's this frame here that's having the problem.
mm.
And yeah.
You are using tap here. Yeah.
Yep. I am. I'm using Tap. I think this is one of the
And
places where
PRN.
I was using my Flow Storm here to figure out what was
All
going
right,
on because I was having trouble with my WebSockets and I just wanted to
always a
see.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about this IntelliJ thing I was showing with the stack traces that you can essentially go backwards through the stack traces. That's pretty
Oh,
nice.
okay. Anything else I need to show? You have any questions? Does the audience have any questions? I haven't checked.
Uh, Yo-Yo Broker wants to know if you use org mode.
I have used org mode, not currently. Um, I use for notes and stuff, I use logseek. Um, org mode is one of those things that's like I learned it, I used it for like 6 months and I stopped and I don't remember even how to do open things, that have been collapsed. I don't remember any of the keystrokes.
I get the strong sense that it's very useful for people who already know how it works.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that it's like a commitment.
Yeah.
You have to commit to learning a certain number of keystrokes and getting comfortable in it and kind of doing a lot in it all the time, or you're gonna forget. And um, it's the same with regular Emacs. If I don't use it for 6 months, I'm like, how do you open a file again? And then I have to learn to just trust my fingers. They've got it all. But
Yeah, I think that's the kind of the real sunk cost is like if I were to switch to Emacs, I would not be able to use it.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, all right, we have a few minutes left. I went ahead and cleared some space so I can show mine. So,
Okay.
um, so hello viewers. This is a new computer and it's still not fully set up. So, but I use SpaceMax. Uh, so what I like the most about SpaceMax is I don't have to learn anything. If there's something that I want to do with it, I type double space and I search for a command, and there we go, zoom frame
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can make this bigger so that everyone can see it. Um, so I use Cider. Uh, so now I've got a Cider REPL. You can't see it, but if I send this namespace to the REPL, then it automatically pops up. I think the only thing that I've changed in my .spacemax file is toggling line numbers on.
Okay.
For some reason, that does not ship as standard with Spacemax, and I don't know why. So, um, that that got toggled on. So far, I haven't really needed anything else. Um, so we are talking about re-indenting. So I made a poorly indented one. So if I want to indent this, I double space and I find indent, and there it goes. So this is all Vim key bindings. I don't know any Emacs cores, so joining that thing up was Shift J, which is nice
All right.
because
Okay.
now it's all in my head when I have to edit stuff in VI on the command line. Uh, it's pretty easy to do. So you can send the whole buffer to the REPL. That'll eval. So now that's in there. I like to work directly in the REPL. Um,
You don't get any help though, is
no,
that right?
you don't. Uh, I don't know
Is that
what's wrong
because
with me
you don't know how to do it, or because you don't want to have the help?
because I don't want to have the help. I find it visually distracting.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I usually I resonated most with Paula's form of code writing, where you sort of work backwards from the thing that you're trying to do. And when I'm building something, I'm holding it all in my head, which is not great, but a really minimalist setup helps with that. So, to navigate files, you find file. So if you want to go to another file, it's space FF and it's in there. Um,
So it looks
and
like VI though with these little curlies. Is that what it's deliberately meant to emulate VI?
yeah, because that's the default. And that's not the default. That's like Space Max's thing, right? It's evil mode. So
Right.
Space
Okay.
Max is it's built on evil mode, and I really like the kind of vaporwave default colors that it has. I don't know.
Yeah, purple, blue,
I
and green. I mean, it's definitely very yeah, it's very uh
yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
I went through I went through a few different phases of trying to optimize my tools as much as possible. And I'm just not a tool optimizer. I like to write, and
Mm.
I want to write, and I want to see what I'm writing, and I want to be able to I think very visually, I read very visually, I process very visually. So if there's
Hmm, hmm.
additional information on the screen, it kind of disrupts my flow.
Right,
So
right, okay.
that's
Cool.
yeah, that's what I've got. I'm always really embarrassed by it because there's like
You know, when you're in Emacs, if you want to go to like I'm a function, let's say you've got another function, or like to type, can you go to type, for example, in the Clojure core namespace
Jump to the
yes.
definition.
Yep.
of type? Jump to, oh, okay. I was thinking if this like on line 12 you have type, can't you, can you just go
So
directly to what that source code is?
I think if I were going to be working with yep,
Okay, yeah.
it looks like someone left a trailing white space in Clojure core.
Uh-oh. Oh
Is
no,
that
there's a
bad?
couple more up there too. Oh no. That's like PR waiting to happen. That will never get
Oh.
merged. Just so you know, people, that's not that's not something that will get into it'll
Too
never
bad.
be
I'm
fixed.
hungry for it now. There's a lot of them.
Mm.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you can go to the Java from it. I've never actually jumped into the Java from it.
So this one, this on line 3467, you could give it a
Yeah.
try.
There you
Yep.
go.
Boom.
There you go.
Yeah, works.
No trailing white spaces in this one.
Huh.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've got. There's
You learned that you could go to the Java stuff as well. So that's good, isn't it?
yeah, that's true. I've never tried to get to the
Yeah.
Java stuff. I haven't really had to get that far.
I'm surprised with the Kafka stuff because all the Kafka stuff's written in Java.
When I was doing Kafka, uh, I was using IntelliJ.
There you go.
So yeah, uh,
Professional work, professional tools.
yes.
Okay, well, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm
I
outnumbered 2-1 then with
Emacs. Yeah.
Emacs. God damn it. Yeah.
It really, I mean, Emacs, it takes a lot of work to set up. Although I don't know, maybe Space Max someone else has done the work.
Yeah.
Um, but um I think it's just like a solid machine. It's just like a thing that's been around for 50 years and it's a workhorse.
I value things just working.
Hmm.
I value things that don't make my computer heat up.
Mm-hmm.
And I value things that crash at random over large REPL outputs for no reason, and you have to restart everything. That makes me feel emotionally secure, and that's why I'm an Emacs user.
Does it crash it crashes?
Yeah, it doesn't crash, it just like stops working. It's still like
Yeah,
up,
right.
but if your REPL output is big enough,
Yeah.
then
No, that's true.
yeah,
I clear my REPL buffer a lot because of
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
I don't like to think about that kind of stuff.
what, clearing your REPL buffer?
Mm.
Emacs is not good with large buffers. It can't handle them.
It can't handle it, man. Yeah. Well, there we go. So we know what to ask the next lot of people that come on.
Is everyone using mechanical keyboards?
I'm using the
Yeah.
built-in laptop keyboard. Yeah. I have a mechanical keyboard and something is up with it. I hadn't used it for a while and then I set it up because I started to get some carpal tunnel types, repetitive strain and it it skips keys and it'll sometimes double up a key press and like I don't know what's wrong with it. So I folded it back up and put it up.
This nice
I got
DAS keyboard, and it's
I
very
got
nice.
the little guy, little pokey
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, at rock bottom, when I was trying to be a badass and configure everything, I was using oh God, those keyboards. You know the ones.
Yeah.
I have a model.
Kinesis. I was using one of
Oh,
the old Kinesis
Kinesis.
keyboards.
Um, I have it's a cool keyboard. I'll show it to you. It's a Keyboardio Model 1.
Is it made out of wood? They have to be, you know.
Ones that are made
Oh
out of
God, it
wood.
is. It
Oh
is. It is made
yes.
out of wood. Like the wood look. I don't know if it is wood.
This is one of those things where like I'm totally the kind of person who would like geek out on it, and so I
Yeah.
don't because I don't want my life to be about keyboards.
Right.
Right, and
Right.
that's the problem. But yeah, at rock bottom, so yes, Lee, I was using the Kinesis Advantage, the Advantage 2. Man, I love the way they look. I'm looking at it now. Oh, I love the way they look. It looks like a phone from the 80s. It's just so nice.
But it was rock bottom name of a company you worked for, by the way, or was this like at your lowest?
No, it was someone else paid for it.
No, you said rock bottom. What is?
Yeah, rock bottom, like trying to configure everything and like having the most
Yeah.
badass, like personalized
All right.
custom
Okay.
setup.
Okay.
And then uh just like over time you start, I don't know. I just wanted everything to be boring and I wanted to be able to move from one machine to another without any friction.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a place where we did a lot of pairing and
Right.
I uh we all used Space Max. And so uh there was it was very heavy on the pair programming and being able to jump in and use each other's computers.
That's really nice. Um I and it's good for learning too, because someone else will do something. You're like, wait, how did you do that? I'm using Emacs at work, same setup as I showed, and someone will pair me and someone else on the project I'm working on, and we're learning from each other. It's so cool. He's like, how did you do that? And I like show him the keystroke because it's like often like I'm not configuring new keystrokes. It's like a vanilla thing.
Yeah,
So he
there's
can do
there's
it
a lot of
too.
stuff that's just like buried in there. That's what I like about the space menu in Space Max is I feel like I have the power to access the vast depths of Emacs without looking anything up.
Hmm.
Uh, just
Yeah.
I like
Are the all the things named just after their Emacs function?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
don't
it's
know how
kind of
they're
like
named.
doing meta X with
Yeah,
a search feature.
it is MetaX.
Hmm.
That's exactly what it is. It's
Got it.
just double space, which is a little easier on the wrists.
Hmm. Right.
It is interesting though that I think it's like when you're teaching people how to use Clojure, I tend to tell them to install IntelliJ because, and it's not because IntelliJ is good, it's just because I know it, and if I'm teaching it, I
Mm,
don't want to have to learn the editor. So
I
it's
always
kind
tell
of like,
people to start with IntelliJ because there's a lot of extra support. You get a lot of extra help.
sure, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not even, it's not even that benevolent for me. I just, I know it. I can help them. It's the support is from me, not from even if it was you know if I knew VI or Emacs, I would do that. I think that's in the end the way it is, isn't it? That people will tend to teach others the way that they have things set up.
I always tell people to use IntelliJ, or if they're more comfortable with VS Code, to use Calva, like
Mm.
something that's got a lot of additional support. Because, you know, it over time you get it all memorized, but you can't memorize something you haven't seen.
right. You
You
like, I
can't.
mean, you want to have like right click menus. You want like
Hmm.
simple stuff like that. Yeah. Autocomplete setup. Oh, that's a thing I didn't talk about. Thing I configured. So I don't want autocomplete to happen automatically.
Yep.
That bugs me when something pops up and covers up my code as I'm
It's
typing,
it
and
makes
then
me insane.
it rebinds your keys so that like enter now means select the one that it was, and I'm like, I'm not even looking at you. You just popped into my face. Like it's not, you've changed enter. Enter means new line. Like, why did you do that? Um,
I do some Python work now, and so I'm using VS Code. Uh
mm,
and it has the most opinionated autocomplete, and it's wrong. It's wrong. I don't
hmm.
know, like stop. Stop.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to
Yeah, as soon as, I mean, when I was using VS Code and I didn't have it turned off, I would be hitting escape a lot, just like get out of my way, you know? Like while I'm typing, I see it pop up, escape. No, no, no. But I there is a setting in VS Code that lets you turn off automatic autocomplete.
I might go
It's
and find that
aggressive.
setting.
It's
It's
aggressive.
very
It's
aggressive.
like,
It's very
you need
aggressive.
my help. No, I don't. Get out of
Yeah.
my
It's
way.
very, and it's wrong. It doesn't know what I'm thinking.
Right. The same with auto closing braces. Like if you don't know how to keep things balanced, do not add a brace
Mhm.
because I'm editing code. Like I don't want
Hmm.
a closing brace yet.
It
I'm in
feels
the
like it
middle of a
doesn't
piece
want
of
me to
code.
edit any code. That's exactly it. It feels like it doesn't want me to edit any code. It wants me to let it write the code. And then when I want to edit the thing that it wrote, it doesn't want me to do that either. Uh,
Yeah,
it's like my son is writing code. I love him. He's 5. Uh,
yeah.
he
Like
knows everything.
right? Yeah, my daughter. Yeah. Same. Hey, come color with me. No, not that color. What are you doing? Blue, Daddy, blue. Okay. Not that blue.
That's how we feel. Oh wow, we are yeah, we're a bunch of old nerds here.
Yeah. All right, so let's wind it up. Um, wow, thank you, us, for sharing this personal setup. It's crazy, you work on this thing all day, but no one ever sees it. Or maybe a handful of people see it because of
To me,
pairing.
that is good. I do not want anyone seeing it.
But then no one sees each other's setup. And
That's true.
it's funny how everyone's different. Everyone has all these different opinions on it, and that's good. Um, but it's good to see the variety and maybe also good to see that maybe someone's kind of like you in their setup.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
much a
So,
yeah,
folder versus crumpler situation.
yeah. If you're functional
sure.
programming, you always fold.
All right. So thanks everyone for watching. Um, we'll be back in 2 weeks. No? Isn't that right? I'm not lying, am I?
We're
I
definitely
think
back on the
it's
21st with Christian.
21st. So that's like
yeah,
three
because
weeks.
we have
Yeah,
many
3 weeks.
vacations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are
So
still on
yes.
vacations and stuff. It's hard. Um, so three
But
weeks, we'll be
definitely the
back.
21st with Christian, and that's going to be really good.
Well,
Mhm.
yes, nice guest. So show up then, we'll announce it and subscribe on YouTube if you're interested in seeing these. And join our Discord. Excuse me. Join our Discord so that you can chat along with us and talk to us and talk to all the other cool listeners.
I
All
just got
right.
an email that conch tickets are 25% off
Ooh,
today. Or no, for how long? They're 25% off while supplies last. So
okay.
I know, Ray, I think you're not going to conch,
I'm
are
not
you?
going to Conch, but I just wanted to, maybe we should thank our
Yes.
sponsor, by the
Oh
way,
yeah.
Yes, that's right. We haven't done it
We
yet.
before
haven't
we
done
hang
a
up,
show
before we
since
hang
we
up,
got the sponsorship. Yeah. So Newbank sponsored us as a show. So thank you to
They must be
Newbank.
regretting it now.
I know they're like they haven't done a show since yeah. Um no, thank you so much for that uh the the sponsorship because it does help. There are some expenses for this show and um it's great. It helps us keep going.
Yeah, we are back on YouTube now,
We're back on
which
YouTube.
is it's nice. We
And
are
we're trying to
able
keep it
to,
video friendly.
yeah, we're
So we have
able
to
Yeah.
to
put our clothes on, when it wasn't video before.
were
No, I'm
you
just joking. We were always video. We were always
It's really
video.
gonna go back to the really gonna go to the Vimeo now and be like, why does it say
Yeah.
NSFW? Uh
I'm just joking. No, no, the thing is
It's natural closure.
we're
Yeah.
trying to keep it visual, so we're asking people to share their screens and stuff so we can see what's going on.
thanks,
Yeah.
thanks to Newbank, we
Yes.
are able to use the once again use the top tier of tools
Hmm.
to broadcast and host our show. So
That's right.
yeah, thank you so much. And I will be at Conj. I think Eric will be at Conj.
Yes, I'm
You're
teaching a
speaking,
workshop.
aren't you? Yeah. All
Yes.
right. Okay.
The workshop day is like the first day. So if you'd like to go, sign up for the workshop, ask your boss to pay for it.
And
And
tell him it's 25% off your tickets right now.
that's right.
So
The workshops are extra, just so you know.
uh,
But yeah, get a ticket and please try to be at the workshop.
it's in Charlotte,
Can I
right?
can I just do
Charlotte.
one extra promotion as well? One
Sure.
extra shout out is that the Dutch Closure Days is back next March. So if you've ever been to a Dutch
Mm,
Closure Days, then you'll know it's great. So come along. If you haven't, then look it up, Dutch Closure Days on your favorite search engine of choice, and I'll be
Dutch
there.
closure days. Man, has
Yeah.
has it been going since the COVID?
But one episode of it, it's been down for a couple of years, but it's
Hmm.
back now. So
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome. We got to get the all those European conferences going again, because we
they're
just have the
starting.
conch
They're
here on the
starting.
west. In the,
Yeah.
The Heart of Closure
we had
been
Heart of
going.
Closure, but there was
Yeah.
Reclosure.
the Finnish one. Oh, there's Reclosure in London.
Yeah.
There's Berlin D. No,
Mhm.
That one wasn't on this year. Yeah, I think that one's
and
not
now there's
happening.
Dutch Closure Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Hopefully we will see uh all of our listeners at some point.
Yeah. But I think this conj looks like it's going to be super interesting. So I think actually the other thing you can do is if you're not going to the conj, you can get an online streaming ticket,
That's
I
true.
think. So I'm going to do that.
And I
Last
think
year they had like Community Day. Um, we did it here. I didn't go to the conference, but one of the days they live streamed and we had a co-working space where the closurists here in town watched it.
Mm. Yeah.
They might do that again. I'm not sure. It was kind of fun.
I think that, I mean, so in a there's a post in Clojure Spain that they've reduced the price of the live stream tickets from 50 to $10.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't know if that's I don't know if
They
that's for
should get a lot of
everyone.
people.
That's for
Uh
everyone. Yeah, they're putting
yeah,
that in
so all
various.
right. So
Yeah.
they've reduced the live stream tickets from $50 to
So
$10.
grab them now.
So
Yeah.
Grab them
yeah.
now before they change their mind.
Yeah.
Um,
They're sponsoring everyone these days, you know. They're even sponsoring people coming to the conference. Yeah.
but seriously, if you're at the conj, say hi. Yeah.
Be there. I'm gonna try and sneak my children onto the expo floor at some point. So should be a lot easier to get them onto the expo floor there than it was at RSA. But I did it at RSA, so
I'm sure they're welcome at this small community conference.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, you might have to forge a badge though. Have them color it with crayons or something.
Imagine that.
very strange loop. Oh, I miss Strange Loop.
I
All
think
right.
we should
We
wrap it
should
up.
wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we miss each other over the
Yes.
summer. We just want to keep
Yeah.
talking. All right, folks. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
friends.
Bye.
Okay, so it says it's ended. Stream finished.